Hello everyone, it's me Evan, and welcome back to the channel. So, I built something else in Brick Rigs. Pause the video now and comment what you think I built. You guys done? Alright. I built another jet. Everyone who totally expected that, say aye. Yeah, I know. I'm not exactly revolutionary. And oh yeah, and it's Russian. It's a Russian jet. I know, I'm really mixing things up this time. Anyway, yeah, this is based on the MiG-21. It's basically when the Russians, they were like, "Yo, we need a tube. Anyone got a tube? A tube that's mostly engine." Yeah, because on the MiG-21, the engine kind of starts back here, and then it goes like to here. There's a lot of engine in MiG-21. Anyway, it's like mostly engine. We've got these very 45 degrees-y Dorito wings. Nice big ol' tail. The huge fin. Little tiny fin on the bottom there. Got our drive, our engine exhaust right here. I think it looks pretty good. I use this, I actually am using this scuffed wood. What's it called? Hold up, give me a second. What is it? What do they call that material? Rough wood. Rough wood. I've been using that rough wood a lot for stuff like engines and stuff, and it looks great because it kind of looks like it's soot covered, but also has got like a lot of texture to it. It's really cool, and the texture stays there when you like paint it. So that's really cool. I'm a big fan of that. That and polished aluminum. Those two kind of do really well for, you know, jet engine exhaust cones and such. So you've seen the exhaust. Here's the intake. You got this big old spike. Keep that supersonic flow away. Yeah, my little builder plate there. I did have the guns originally. It was a single pod right in the center, like they have it in War Thunder. But I killed myself a little bit too many times just pulling up, because Brick Rigs is funny like that. So I moved it off to the side, and most of the player self-death problems have been solved. They are, I think, 10-shot ballistic, so just all ballistic. Not really very useful for attacking ground targets, but really good against planes. I guess we'll take a look at the cockpit. Oh yeah, you saw there. We've got inside of the cone. So you're basically inside the little thing. You got this nice little crosshair. It's a little off, but it's centered, so that it's more just there, so you have a point of reference in this, because you can't really see the plane unless you crank up your field of view. So it's nice to just have something there that keeps you, centered. If we look in here, we got all kinds of little switches and dials and doodads. There's only two really important things here. It's the gear and the flaps. If we check a look, flaps, just some little, back edge of the wing drops down, flaps. We've also got an air brake here, like that. And the gear, of course, retracts. This gear in the front is actually got movement and everything. These two in the back are fixed. They caused a little bit too much trouble when I was just trying to make room for them in the plane, which is very hard because there's a lot of fuel tanks. But yeah, so the rear wheels are fixed. Big sad. The front wheel can move, and it's got steering, so you can taxi around. It's kind of hard considering it doesn't have a dedicated taxiing motor. Now I could have put one in, but you see, a big part of this thing's functionality is the fact that it's not just fired by your general purpose thrusters. The thrusters are part of it. But you can see, oh hey, what's that little thruster in there? Disable steering. It starts a small thruster on 0.8 speed, and it also starts an engine with a propeller. The propeller is spun up, you can see it in there. And that propeller allows this plane to achieve and hold high speeds without afterburner. So if I level off here, you can see we are going quite fast. If I kick on our afterburner, we can easily, with afterburners at least, reach speed of sound. Like there it is, there it went. And we aren't going to burn very much fuel because the engine's way more efficient than the afterburner. And you can see we're still gaining speed. It's just kind of incredible. You can achieve very high speeds with a combination of the two and keep them for a really long time. Like, I hardly burn any fuel going to this speed. You know, it's like, it's kind of ridiculous. So I can stay up for a long time with my Burt guns, and there's really, I mean, there's not a lot that can catch me just because of the speed I can attain. And then, furthermore, there's not a lot that can, like, if they could catch me, there's a good chance that if I can stay ahead of them long enough, they'll burn too much fuel. And they'll have to go and land or respawn or something. And if they respawn, that cancels all their speed. Or if they respawn at the airfield like a decent person, then they'll have to start climbing up again. So this thing is pretty good, at least in that sense. It's very fast and it can hold its speed quite well. However, in terms of turning, it's not exactly great. If you deploy all the flaps, all the air brakes, pull all the stops, Gear 2 I found is the best for maneuvering. If you pull all the stops, you're looking at still a pretty measly turn rate. Like, I mean, roll is fine. Yaw is kind of meh. And pitch, which is kind of the most important one, it's kind of lacking. Like, if you put on some afterburner, you can make it go a little faster. But the point of this thing is not to be some crazy tight turn, you know, dogfighter. This thing is a jet. It's a jet, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it acts like a jet. It turns pretty slow, but it's really fast, and it's got the capability to hold that speed for a very long time. And it can, you know, space climb, of course. But I just kind of wanted to embrace that sort of War Thunder jet combat kind of feel. We don't have missiles that work very well, but we can still have slow, methodical, thought-out turn fights in the sky. Rolling scissors, you know, all that good stuff. It's possible when you build your jets for speed and not for turning radius. Turning radius is certainly helpful, but if you can disengage from any you know, fight if you want to, it doesn't really matter how fast they can turn. Anyway, yeah, this will be out on the workshop. I believe I have called it the Gladiator. I think it's the JFM-8, if I do recall. Or no, it's the JFM-8 Gladiator. So that name right there, that's going to be in the workshop. So be sure to check it out, and y'all have a good day. Bye.